My name is Joshua Austin. I'm a restorative dentist in San Antonio, Texas. The practices that I went into as an associate were all kind of scattered on the spectrum as far as where they were. All of them had paper charts. All of them, I think at that point, still had regular film x-rays. And some of them were doing some things electronically, like insurance claims and things like that. But the majority of it was traditional paper business. And I just remember thinking to myself, there's got to be a better way to do this. When I decided to start my own practice, I knew that practice management software was one of the biggest decisions I was going to have to make. I knew that whatever decision I made, I was going to have to use that product every day for the next who knows how many years. And so it was really something I took a lot of time and effort to examine and study and research. The aha moment for me when I decided that MacPractice was right for me was actually the day that I did my demo with a guy named Lance. He started showing me the different features, and immediately when I saw it, the layout just made sense to me, and everything was laid out logically, and the different sections of the software were all it was easy to tell with zero experience where the schedule was, where patients were, where the x-rays were, where the images were, all that sort of stuff. And so everything just made sense. And I thought to myself, if I'm looking at the software for the very first time and I get a quick and simple feel for how this works based on literally the first 5 seconds I'm looking at it, staff's going to feel the same kind of thing. And so that ease of use from the beginning is what sort of had me drawn in. And then from there, seeing all the feature set and seeing how it could grow or expand, to meet whatever need I had as my practice grew, made it make even more sense. Technology is incredibly important to running my practice because it's integral to my brand as far as how patients perceive my practice. In addition to I would rather deal with a really robust practice management software system than a bunch of paper. As far as comparing my previous office's experiences where I've been like an associate in a practice that used PC and the various different PC type dental management softwares versus a Mac type system, I think first and foremost, there tends to be sort of a begrudging attitude towards the computers. And I think that type of feeling when you're in an office, that starts to grind on the employees when they just don't know if the computers are going to act right today. And so I definitely feel like we have a bit more of an upbeat attitude because our computer system is rarely having issues. In other practices I've worked in, there's always had to been an IT guy or an IT company, somebody who was under contract that the practice paid to handle IT issues. And here, with my practice, generally it's me. 90% of stuff I can do myself. I've got colleagues who talk about spending, over $10,000 a year for IT. I believe my IT cost for last year was about $375. My staff really enjoys using MacPractice. For some of them, when they start here, this is the first exposure that they have to Mac, and sometimes I get a sense of nervousness about that. But after a couple of days of working with it, they're all on board. My favorite thing about MacPractice is the way that it handles images. It looks at x-rays and photographs the exact same. And when I'm treatment planning a complex case, I look at x-rays and photographs, and I don't have to jump between different sections of the software, which makes it really, really nice. I think MacPractice would benefit a new dentist or a younger dentist because your investment in your initial technology, whether that be a number of iMacs or whatever it may be, hardware-wise, will last much longer. So I opened my practice over 7 years ago, and the same computers I bought on day one are still in service. I haven't had to replace them. So I think that's a huge benefit for new dentists. In addition to, most of us as far as younger dentists are very attached to our smartphone, and I can do a lot of stuff through my iPad or my smartphone remotely with the different integrations that MacPractice has. Another thing that Apple computers and MacPractice can help new dentists with is help sort of start up their brand and energize their brand to set themselves apart from other dentists in the area. There's definitely sort of a je ne sais quoi about a patient walking in seeing Apple products everywhere and the initial assumption that, oh, I'm in a really technologically up-to-date place. So I think the sort of boost of your brand is another important aspect to think of when you're thinking of choosing Apple computers and MacPractice. If I had to do it all over again, I would choose MacPractice. It helps me run a successful, happy business. It keeps my staff happy, keeps my patients happy, and all that stuff keeps me happy.